Hi friends, happy Sunday. It's Katie Carney from Katie Carney Stitching, and it is the 2nd of June. Um, so apparently it's been 3 weeks since my last Flosstube. I thought last week it had only been a week since I filmed, and in my head I was going, wow, I got so much stitching done in a week. It had been 2 weeks. But anyway, I completely lost a week. That's fine. That's having a new job. It's just settling in, and that's just life. We're drinking coffee, like I always do, but I'm cantering this morning, and it's 8:30, and mass is at 9:30, so I have to leave as soon as I finish filming. But I have lunch plans with friends, so I won't have time to do this later, and I really didn't want to put it off any long. Put it off is the wrong word. I'm not putting it off. I didn't want to wait any longer. I have so much to show you. I'm in my office, and the piles are a little crazy, but that's okay. I hope that you're all well. Work is going well. I finally have gotten a little bit out into the community, which has been wonderful. I love it. I really, really, really hope that I measure up. They have incredibly difficult goals. Not that they matter yet for me. I don't have any goals yet. My goals is to get through the 90-day onboarding. But there is a lot of goals and numbers and stuff that next year I'm really going to have to worry about. So fingers crossed that I am successful in that. And then otherwise, my life has been pretty boring. Just seeing friends, sleeping, cleaning, organizing, just normal stuff. So that's good. Boring is good. All right, let's get to it. So I have 2 finishes. No fully finishes. I had big plans to have a fully finish, and then yesterday I completely forgot that I was supposed to do that. So first off was I started and finished May. This is my monthly Quaker. You can see actually there's March 17th. Haven't changed it since. April's done. May's now done. I need to get them on the backing board that I already have. So there's May. I loved this month. I thought the colors were really pretty. I used the DMC conversion. And then an 18 count oatmeal Ada. And I really, really love it. And hopefully next month I'll be showing it to you in that box there, which I have set up in my workspace. All right. I cannot stop blowing my nose today. My allergies are pretty intense. But the weather here has been beautiful. It's been not hot. I've been able to just have the windows open at night. And during the day, wow, this angle gives me a real double chin. During the day, it's been also really nice and cool. My desk doesn't go up any higher. This is it. So guess we're getting a double chin. Anyway, my next finish is Oh How He Loves Us, which was a freebie from Teresa Kogut that she released during Easter, and I have no chill, so I started it on Holy Week. So I used a 14 count light blue Ada and the called for DMC. And look at that. Those backstitch flowers. Easter lilies. The flowers took a while, but I think the letters took me like 2 nights of stitching and they were done. And by nights, I mean when I sit down to watch the news with my grandmother in the evening. So I love this. I think I really want to find, hang on one second. So I bought this frame at the dollar spot at Target, and if it were like, 2 inches bigger, it would be the perfect size, because it's round. I want it to be in a round frame, and it's so close to fitting, but it doesn't. I didn't actually think it would fit. I bought this just to have in stash because I like the shape, but I need to find a slightly bigger round frame. I love this. It says, "Oh, how he loves us." And that was a big part of my last couple years, was discovering that love. So this was a very special piece for me to work on. And then it was also a sal that I did with one of you. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. 2 finishes. I decided this is one of the only really small pieces I had on the go, and I was like, well, we're not gonna have 86 smalls waiting for us. We're not doing it. All right. So then, believe it or not, I have 4 whips. So first off, I pulled back out. Oh, my piles are tipping over. I pulled back out the Prayer of St. Francis, which I am making for my grandmother. And I've been working on this for a while. I started it March 2nd, 2022. I really hope to have it done for Mother's Day, but then I picked up other pieces that were more emergent. This is by My Big Toe Designs. Her patterns don't come with a big picture, so that's all you've got. Sorry. I am doing mine monochromatic with DMC 154. And then the fabric is a 32 count Winter Wishes by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. And y'all, I need to wash this fabric, and I'm not going to be able to because it's hand dyed, but whew, it is. I've been doing a lot of this in hand, and you can tell. So here she is. So I did the row that says, where there is darkness, let me bring you, is it love? Light, let me bring you life. So I did this row here and the next row down. Can you see that? Yes. So the next section is supposed to be the giant, this section here that I'm not doing. I'm just going to do a smaller border. So I think at this point that'll put me to being halfway done. Actually, a little more. Yeah, a little more than halfway done. So that's good. We're getting there. Now I'm hoping to have it done by Christmas and frame it for Christmas for her. I've been doing like a thread a day. Or like yesterday, I worked on it all afternoon. It just depends on the day. But I'm trying to work on it, if not every day, every other day. So I took this down, Molly, and I got together last week at Barnes & Noble to stitch, and this is what I brought with me because it's one color, very easy, and it was just, I did this line right here, and it's just straight across. You don't need a hoop, you don't need the chart, you can just stitch away. So there's that. And like I said, I worked on this yesterday for most of the afternoon, so I probably will not work on it today. I cannot stop blowing my nose. It's really quite annoying. And then I have several, well, let's go with whips, and then I'll show you my whips that are new starts. So once I finished He Is Risen and May, for the last couple days of June, I decided to work on Plum Street Samplers George Decorates for Martha. I'm using all of the called for floss, and then I'm using an 18 count honey by Bestitch Me. But so I had done the border of this, and then I picked up, ooh, hang on, I got a needle in here, and now I have a knot. Jesus, Jiminy Christmas. So I had done the border on 2/1, 18 count Aida. But then when I started to do the inside, 2 threads was too much. It just looked terrible. So I had to start doing 1. And you can kind of see that there's a house there, but it's a little hard to see. And I understand that this is a primitive piece because that's what Plum Street does. But the house is in DMC 822. And if you've ever been to Mount Vernon, that is a white house. So I almost went upstairs and got my chalk out and used chalk for it. But I was like, no. You know, I'm not going to do that. And I wish I would have, but I'm already a third of the way through the house, and I'm certainly not going to rip it out. So we're just going to keep on keeping on. The American flag is also the red is not a red. It's like a, I don't know what color did she call it? Roasted fig. So I get that it's supposed to be prim, and then like Martha's dress down at the bottom, like 18th century petticoats did not have buttons. Why am I like this? I love this pattern. And then this time I'm working on it and I'm like, well, that's not how dresses worked. Well, that color is not how Mount Vernon looks. What do I know? So I do like it. And I think it'll be fine once I get the windows and stuff in. But this is going away for now, just because I have so many other things that I need to work on in June. So I got a couple days on this, worked on a whip. That's always the goal, is to work on at least a whip every once in a while instead of only having new starts. So that's George Decorates for Martha. And now we have 2 new starts. All right, so the first one, I was like, I think I've told you all, I have like this craving for new starts. I need to have them, which is not usually I have a lot of restraint and I'm like, no, not allowed. I've got 15 whips. They're so big. I love big projects. But I was messaging with Michelle McGraw and Jen, and Michelle said, well, didn't you get anything at Market? Well, of course I did. I'm not, why should I say of course I did? I got nothing last year at Market. I got 2 things at Market this year. They're both by Teresa Kogut, and one of them was Faith in Stitches series, and this is Sacred. And this is actually a perfect piece for June, although I started it in May because it is, June is the month for the Sacred Heart of Jesus. I'm actually doing a Sacred Heart Novena right now. So I am going to leave this out to work on. But anyway, this is called Sacred. I am using the DMC. It calls for mostly DMC. It called for 2 weeks colors that I did not have. So I am using the DMC substitution because my days of... if I had a store local, it'd be one thing, but I don't. So that's it. Anyway, here's the colors. I hate how knotted they get no matter what I do. Here's the colors. They're very pretty. I really like them. And then I am using a 25 count Lugana 1/1. I got this fabric at Hobby Lobby. And here's my progress. So this was a week or so of work. So my plan is, so this is the to the page break here. And my plan is to do the whole border and then do the Sacred Heart last. I really love how dainty it is. I love it. 25 count, I really like. I actually joined Bestitch Me's Fabric of the Month Club again, which I haven't done since 2020, so that I could get some 25 count in some hand dyed for my stash, because right now I just have what I can get at Hobby Lobby. But it's everything I like about Ada, because you're able to stitch over one. But I think it has a really dainty look. I love stitching with Ada, and it gives me that Ada feel without actually looking like Ada. So I really, really like it. So that was my first new start. I started that May 12th. And then about a week later, last weekend, I was like, I was with Molly stitching on Saturday, and all day I was like, I really want to start a dimensions kit. Like, I just want a big kit. And I went to, she was running late, so I went to Hobby Lobby down there, and I went to Michael's, and their dimensions selection is dreadful. And I was like, well, I must have something at home. So I pulled out, I have a box over here of like all my kits. And I don't have a lot of full kits from Dimension. I have like stockings and stuff like that. But what I really wanted was a scene. So I had this in stash. This is a Dimensions Petites. This is Yellow House. I love it. But I did decide it calls for an 18 count white Aida. I switched mine. I'm using a 32 count. Hopefully I have enough floss. The Stitch Me color. I don't remember what color it is. I got 900 stitches in on this, which might not seem like a lot because it's so small, but that is a lot of stitches. So that's just under 900 because there's some stitches down here that I did not put in. But I love that. So I worked on this section here. So you can see how small it is because I got the door done, half the window, and the beginning of the cat's done and the step. So you can see that's 900 stitches. So it's really not giant. And I'm not allowed to start another kit until I finish this one because it's only a petite. I'm using the called for floss, which I have wound onto their cards because these are another thing that just absolutely they got so messed up. And then what I'm doing is, and I don't know if this is right or what other people do, I'm going to show you a little bit of the pattern. So what I'm doing is I'm taking like a sticky note and I am doing 100 blocks. So a sticky note here, 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 and here. So all I can see is this. And I am just working on that 100 blocks, 100 stitches. And until those stitches are done, I do not move my stickers. Now I will move them because like if the thread is long, I'll put my thread where it's going to be the next time. But then it goes right back. I don't do 105 stitches. I don't do 110. I do 100 stitches. And knock on wood, that is working really well for me. So if you ever are going to do a Dimensions kit, that's what I recommend for now. So yeah, those are my whips. And then I have a lot of plans, which I forgot one of them. Hang on. Jeez Louise, I am not prepared. Okay. So my brother has really, I don't want to say found his way back to the church, but he's found his way back to the church. And he prays the St. Patrick breastplate, which is a beautiful prayer if you've never heard it, every night. And that's the one, Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, blah, blah, blah. But my brother likes the bottom part of the prayer, which is not the more famous part. And it says, I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's ear to hear me, God's shield to protect me. And he said, I would really like that cross-stitched. And I was like, well, you tell me what you want. I can design you something. And he sent me a picture of this. And I was like, oh, well, this is backstitched. I said I could take these out, put your prayer in, I'll chart it out. So I've been working on that slowly but surely. And then I'm not going to put his name or the year here, but I am going to put a shamrock in there because St. Patrick was the shamrock man. That's how he explained the Trinity. So want to make sure that we've got that. Now, I got this from a online homeschooling learn how to craft website. So the DMC colors that they had picked were, I don't want to say garish, but the gold was 726, and I was like, oh. So Burke and I talked, and I'm going to do this on 25 count from Hobby Lobby. And then the colors are, instead of DMC 520, do I have that out? I do. So instead of DMC 520, which is a fine green, I just have fancy floss that I want to use. So hang on, my friends. I'm a hot mess express today. So this is DMC 520. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to use this mistletoe. It's more of a deeper green, and I really like that. And then instead of DMC 726, I'm going to use Finley Gold, also by Classic Colorworks. Burke really liked that. He wanted something less bright. I'm using the called for brown, which is 433. I just thought it was a nice rich brown. And then I subbed in for DMC 422. This is 422. I subbed in hazelnut. It's just a little richer. So also Classic Colorworks. So these are the 4 colors that I'm using for this. And I'm going to start that lickety split because he wants it. And then he also asked me to do a quote from St. Anne's Novena. And that I haven't decided. I have to work on what I'm going to do with that. He wants it to be very small, like 3x3, put next to his bed. So it might just be the little bit of the prayer he wants with like a cross or something, or maybe like a Celtic knot around it. I don't know. So that is a new start for today. Yet another new start, not needed at all. And then I also need to start June by my June monthly Quaker, but that's probably going to have to wait for a little bit because I want to get a good start on Burke's piece. And then even more important than June is it's now the end of the second quarter of the year, which means I need to work on my Prairie Schooler Santa. This is 1997. You know, I try to get 4 done a year. So I got to get moving on this. So this will be my evening stitch for some evenings. And then Steph's birthday is June 4th, and she is starting Frogwarts Year 1. And so I told her on her birthday I would work on Frogwarts Year 2 with her. So this is Year 2. I've been working on this forever. So it's good that I'm going to work on it. But I did get some good progress on it this year. So that's what I have done so far. I figure that maybe I'll work on there's a cauldron right here. See that? I think I'll work on the cauldron on her birthday. So that'll be June 4th. I'm not planning to work on it any more than that, but that will probably be the only thing I work on that day. So hopefully I'll get a couple hundred stitches on the 4th, which is, Tuesday. Tuesday. And of course, I have plans that day, so I can't even like sit and chat with her. I'm meeting with sister at 6 after work. And then Wednesday, I am out on the road for the morning. So it's going to be a busy week. I thought that this would be a really long video, but it's actually shorter than I planned. But I do have some haul. Molly brought me a couple things. One of which was this Petites. And actually, I really like this. And I think I might make this into a Bible cover. Maybe. I've been wanting to do a Bible cover, so that might be that. And then, like I said, last week I was in the mood for a Dimensions kit, so I went to Amazon. And I discovered this company from, I think they're from Poland. Yeah, made in Poland. So I got this castle. Look at how stunning that is. Wow. They use DMC floss and Ada by Zweigart. So it's decent Ada and decent floss. It's a 16 count, though I think I might leave this one white because I think the white works. I love this. Wow. And then this one I got. This is beautiful. Same company, but So you might not know, but I'm a nerd, big nerd, Harry Potter nerd, Lord of the Rings, and I loved Doctor Who. I haven't watched it in several years, but I loved Doctor Who. And when I saw this, all I could think of was making this into a TARDIS. Got to do it. So, someday I'm going to do this and turn that into a TARDIS. And it's going to be amazing. This one's a little smaller, so I'll probably do this one first. It is still huge. I like this. So the DMC's on cards here, but then they number them here, so you can put when you cut a thread, you can put it on here and not waste it. So anyway, that was my haul. I think that's all the haul I have. Ooh, that was so I'm working on light for in here. I do a lot of meetings, so I need to work on the lighting. I do have a lamp coming. I have a ring light, but I don't know where to put it. So that is a future Katie problem. Anyway, now that I've made a huge mess and I need to leave for Mass, I hope that you are all well. It was really good to catch up with you. Thank you for your kind comments about my new position. They really meant a lot to me. This is definitely a year of transition, and I'm trying to handle it as gracefully as possible. So, if you want to keep me in your good thoughts, I'd be grateful. Anyway, stay safe, be well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.